In certain extreme situations, the law is inadequate. In order to shame its inadequacy, it is necessary to act outside the law, to pursue natural justice. This is not vengeance. Revenge is not a valid motive, it's an emotional response. No, not vengeance. Punishment.
Tonight we have a chance to say, yeah, you're right. We're too extreme, we're too wild, we're too out of control, we're too full of our own shit. Or we have a chance to say, hey, fuck you, you're wrong. Fuck you, we're right. Because you have all made it to the dance. Because believe me, this is the dance. Start the show.
Hello, welcome. Good evening, everybody. So much to talk about tonight. Welcome to the show. Is Rumble working? Restream added Rumble to its services, but the hookup I had today was different than what it usually is. It says we're streaming on Rumble, but I don't see Steel Toe is streaming on Rumble. Oh, no, here we go. We got, there I am. That is so strange. So it's not on the original thing that it's on something else. Okay. Works for me. Welcome to the show, guys. If we're here, we're here. And in the words of the immortal Chad Zumach, then we're doing it. Welcome to the program. Oh, we had some fun this morning. We brought back the hype train. Nobody cared. Nobody. And I don't mean like nobody cared in terms of like we did the hype train and nobody cared. I mean, like, it didn't. The only reason I did it was to like get a rise out of people and shit, and it didn't do that. So I'm just like, well, then fuck it. It was fun. We did it one time. We brought it back. We reclaimed it. Now we can be done. Now we can move on from it. Had a lot of fun today. I did notice the Kumia thing got clipped. That was hilarious to me. I don't, like, why can't I troll? Like, why can't I fuck with people? Is it because I'm too good at it? Is it because they get upset? Is it because I was supposed to be gone a long time ago and I beat them? Like, what's the deal? It's like, if you hate Steel Toe, you can still be like, all right, he's doing like a Ric Flair 4 Horsemen thing. Like, he's being the heel. I get it. But I don't do these things to make people upset, but they get upset. Like, I purposely was like, hey, Anthony said I'm like a comet that comes by every 70 years. I fucking compliment. Thanks, Ant. And then, like, you get these people who are like, that's not what he fucking said. That's not what he meant. You're spinning it. I'm like, no shit, I'm spinning it. Like, do we have to explain the fucking magic trick? It's not that complicated, retard. It's the quarter behind your ear. Like, really, the internet's no fun. And, you know, people make fun of me sometimes when I go, I'd like to go back to radio. It's a more sophisticated medium with a more sophisticated audience. The internet audience is big, dumb, gullible, and slow. And you do things to fuck with them, and instead of them going, oh, he's fucking with me. Okay, I'm not gonna bite on that one. They bite on everything, even the shit where there's nothing to bite on. It's weird, dude. Like, you fuck around, you have a little fun, and they blow up on you. And I'll admit, I'm an asshole, so I like that. When they blow up at me, I get a kick out of that. And then I get to use it as content on the next show, which is this one. But it's just, how are you that dumb that you fall for everything? I don't understand it. And they're like, "You're just spinning everything to make it look like you win." You think I give a fuck if I look like I win to the likes of you? on my streaming show I do for a few hours to start the day so people have something to kill time to when they're at work and so that I can avoid getting a job and do a show I like doing. You think I'm sitting here? You understand when we do the another win for the toe thing, it's tongue in cheek. It wasn't supposed to be to fuck with you, but I guess now it's to fuck with you because you're just so goddamn gullible. And I'm talking to the people who actually get invested and worked up in that kind of stuff. And I know I shouldn't give away the game. I know I should be like, oh, no, yeah, oh, wow, you know, I shouldn't let them know that they're giving me the reaction I'm looking for or the reaction that entertains me because maybe they might. But that's the thing. They're so big, dumb, and gullible that you can walk them right through the process. You can take them right through the paces to where they're going to get punched in the nose by the spring-loaded boxing glove, and they'll just stare right at the fucking painting every time. It's remarkable. But it also, I'll be honest with you, it's a little boring. No offense, guys. You're kind of boring. And that makes me, I'll be honest, that makes me sad. Because I thought I would really enjoy just kind of fucking with you a little bit, and then you fuck with me, and then we have a little fun. But you guys get this blood in your eyes, and you think that we're playing for keeps here, and that I'm not fucking with you. You get all upset. I'm here to tell you, it's not as fun that way. Welcome to the show, guys. We've got a great one. I hope you can have a little fun with us. We've got Justin Trudeau. We've got Joy Taylor. Dude, I even made a clip today. Like, I'm reinvigorated for the new year. It's time to start leaning into more steel toe stuff. Like, when we were fucking around making that thumbnail for the Viking stream last night, and then I was fucked around, made a thumbnail for the Shannon Sharp, Skip Bayless, Joy Taylor clip today. I'm like, you know what? This stuff isn't difficult, dude. You can fucking knuckle down and do this shit. So maybe like a new logo, a new thumbnail, you know, just do these things step by step. But I did a clip today, and I'll tell you why I did a clip. I did a clip because when I see my lost interest in Stalin and all these other people, and they do a great job, don't get me wrong. I've always said I love these clippers. I think they do great. And this is just a personal opinion from me. And the fans who have been here a while know this about me. I get bored. Like this show, we get focused on something, and then when it's over and it's done and we've kind of done everything, I get bored. I'm kind of getting, like, this part of the internet is starting to bore me. Like, we had the big battle where, you know, I was down after all the Spicer stuff, and they were like, we're going to finally beat Steel Toe, and I broke out of that, and now I'm kind of fucking with them back, but they're no fun, so now I'm bored. Like, I rise above them, and then I start fucking with them back. It's like, hey, guys, I'm back. I'm at 100% strength, doing great. Let's fuck around. Let's have some fun. They get mad at me, and they don't want to have fun. And if they don't want to have fun with me, then I get bored. So I watch these clips, and I'm like, it's great that these guys are clipping me. But also, if you watch 4.5 hours of Steel Toe, that's not what our show's about. Like, you watch these 11-minute clips, and you would get the idea, well, that's what the Steel Toe show is. Every single one of those clips comes from an aside. It's like, we're done with the main thrust, the main story we were talking about. Now here's this little aside, this little thought I had. And that's the stuff that gets clipped. And I'm like, you know, you're never going to grow a show that way. Because all you're doing is, it's great that they're clipping us and we do better than any other show they clip because we are the most entertaining and most popular show. But it's in that small, tiny world. Like, we're a big fish in a little pond. So I've got to start, and I understand Stalin doesn't want to clip us talking about newsworthy shit like Trudeau or Joy Taylor, but that kind of stuff is funny, and we do a really good job with that. Again, better than anybody else. And I don't expect those guys to clip that stuff, so I got to start clipping that and putting it out there and reaching out and growing and expanding to that. Because, and again, no offense to anyone who streams to those audiences, and if those audiences want to still hang out with this show, we've met a lot of really cool new fans through that world, but I think you would agree with me, it's just kind of stale and boring and repetitive. And I'm too young to get caught in that death trap, I suppose. It's just very circular. I need a more exciting ride, so to speak. No Pen 15 Fathead starting us off tonight with $2. Says, so my whole point of that was, before I get to the Johnny thing, I'm going to start doing my own clips, and it's not going to be of like these other podcasts, these lame drama shits, these girl high school things. I'm going to leave that to Stalin and My Lost Interest and all those guys, and I encourage them to keep clipping. I think it's great. But I'm going to branch out, and I'm going to do some other stuff, and the view counts will be pretty low for a little while until we hop into some algorithms, and then we'll catch the wave, and then we'll build it up through there. I'm excited to get back to picking out clips and editing shit. I'm also excited to have you guys throw in F8s and shit, to let us know when we should be clipping stuff out. So thank you for that. Go ahead and test the Rumble chat real quick. Rumble is being fucked up over on my end with the restream and everything. I just want to make sure it's working all right. No Pen 15 Fathead with $2. Thank you. Oh, and by the way, the morning show audience went $10 over for you. So we're at 190 tonight. Do me a favor. The state of Minnesota is in a state of depression. I felt it today as I was out and about. I went to the gym today. I made a little grocery stop. People here are bummed today, man. I think that Vikings game, believe it or not, took a lot out of people. Kind of wandering around. Maybe it's kind of the after holiday fog. Maybe that's what it is. A lot of people are coming back from vacation today. But everything just seems kind of down. And everybody just seems kind of dour. And the world is running at half speed today. At least where I am. I don't know about you. But I was like, man, we got to do an evening show tonight. It seemed like it took forever for the evening show to get here. So here's what I'd like to do. I, of course, love doing these shows. I think they're great. The only thing that sucks about it, and that's really the thing that's really the only shitty part about this show is having to ask you guys for the money. So if you guys want to knock it out early tonight, we'll get on our way. Here's Vito the Joker. Vito the Joker. I love how right after I say I'm going to start making clips of us talking about other shit, Vito the Joker with $5. Thank you, buddy. He says it took Mersh so long to upgrade his internet because he has a crippling Asian massage parlor addiction. You don't know that. You do not know that. You are not aware of whether or not that is the case with one Mike Sheely. But thank you for the $5, and thank you, No Pen 15, for starting us off tonight. As you can see on the leaderboard, Wally World with $135 this morning. Holy shit. Almost half the goal from Wally World's pocket, and he was celebrating the Detroit Lions beating our Vikings. Coyote NV with $38 is in second place. Coltrane in third with $26, and Miss Tay in fourth at $17. Ryan the Garbage Man in fifth with $15. So really, it only takes about 20 to hop right into things. They're in the Chad Buzamok Steel Toe donor ratings. Oh, rankings. That's right. We got to change that word to rankings tomorrow. Thank you for reminding me. So Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo. Those are our three favorites. They take very little percentages. YouTube, Rumble Rants. Hey, can I ask the YouTube people a favor? Our memberships have really taken a bit of a shit. And I know it's because I'm not doing enough member shows. We're going to start doing more members content. We're maybe going to start putting these shows behind the member paywall, at least some of them, to give the members a little more bang for the buck. It started as a way to keep the goal down, and it started as a way for people to just support the show monthly, and we still want you to do that. But let's gift a few. Let's get some memberships gifted. Let's get some free ones out there. If you want to gift some memberships tonight, that would be great. If you want to become a member tonight, that would be awesome too. We do a once-a-week members-only show, and I thought it was really great that Will Heron came on and said, Aaron, your member shows are great. That's where us Clippers get a lot of our best content from, is your members show. It's very freewheeling and whatnot, so I appreciated that. Become a member. Gift some memberships. I'd like to, let's bump that number up by another 100 members or so every month, because it's been, I've been neglecting it. The final boss gifting a membership. There you go. Gifted membership rally. Everybody gift one. Everybody gifts one, and we'll start to, you know what? If everybody gifts one right now, I feel like we'll be where we need to be with memberships. We'll be in a good spot, and tonight's goal will be knocked out and some of tomorrow's. So go ahead and gift away. We appreciate it, guys. Thank you, Final Boss, for starting that off. Let's go back to No Pen 15 Fathead. Now that we've got all our pleasantries out of the way this morning, or this evening. No Pen 15 Fathead asking, how's Johnny doing? Johnny texted me today, and he said that he still has the fever, but he's feeling a little better. You know, last week he was having that issue. His legs kept locking up on him. He said he's feeling a little better, and he said, I can try to go tomorrow, but I might have to quit partway through if my health takes a shit. Now, I know the difference between feeling better and feeling show ready. There have been so many times where I've started a show when I'm sick, and I'm like, I got this. I can do this. I can handle this. Only to get like an hour in and go, fuck, and you don't know how you're going to do that last 3 hours of that show. And it seems Herculean. It seems daunting. And like as the host, you have to do it. As a co-host, you can get out. I told Johnny yesterday, I'm like, look, when I prep a show with you in mind, I prep it a certain way. When I have a show when it's just me, I prep it a different way. So if you come on and you're not feeling well, and I prep it a certain way and you have to go, I don't want it to fuck with the flow of the show. Number two, I feel like if Johnny pushes himself and forces himself to come back before he's healthy, it's going to take longer for him to get healthy, almost like an athlete coming back from an injury too soon. So I told Johnny today, I said, take it easy, rest up, and when you're ready to go, let me know. Because I don't want Johnny like sliding off the chair, his legs locking up, he feels like shit, because then he's not having fun doing the show. And then I feel like I'm putting him on the air. And then when I put him on the air and that shit happens, and now, you know, I feel bad. You know, I don't want to make him show up on the show. So I told Johnny today, I said, just fucking rest up, feel better, and when you're 100%, come back to the show. Caller? Hold on 1 second. Caller, call back in about 1 minute. I'm going to hook up to the board. As you know, I fuck that up regularly. If you're a show regular, you know that's a common occurrence. Is me not hooking shit up to the board. Here we go. And we're good. All right. Ryan the Garbage Man can call back whenever he wants. So, yeah, Johnny won't be back tomorrow. Hopefully Wednesday, but really whenever he's ready, we'll be back. Yeah, I'm worried that I'm not seeing the Rumble chat. Yep, I'm not. I am not seeing the Rumble because I just refreshed Rumble. So now when I pop out the chat, it's not working. Guys, go ahead and write in on, because now when I pop it out from the main page, it's not updating on me. Okay, there we go. Sam shows in on the chat now. All right, good. Now I got it figured out. Awesome. Let's go to Ryan the Garbage Man. Hello, sir.
Hey, buddy. First of all, you look a little thirsty. I think you need some refreshment.
All right. We got the moonshine.
To refresh yourself.
The moonshine was good. I'm not going to start drinking on the show.
Okay, all right. The other thing, you're going to need to redo your rankings.
Why?
Because after that 15 I donated $1, and then I donated the last 13 to finish off the goal this morning.
That's right. So you're at 29.
Yeah.
Oh fuck, dude! I gotta change up a bunch of shit. You're gonna have to wait until after the show. I'll write it down here on my paper.
That's fine.
But you're right. You're at 29. So that would push that would push Miss Tay out of the top 5 and Coltrane down to 4th place.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
I don't want to be a nitpicker, but you got to be accurate.
I understand. Thank you very much for keeping. And you know what's funny is when I was making that list, I was like, I'm forgetting something, and I did. All right. Thank you, Ryan. All right. Johnny Payton, number 8, says, send Ray DeVito the link to discuss his virginity and poetry. You guys have no idea how happy I am when you guys make a Ray DeVito reference, and I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. Nothing makes me happier than not knowing a Ray DeVito reference. I feel like the best guy in the world. They're talking about Johnny. And Sam Show says, don't worry, Aaron. All of this is all your fault. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. April's Missing Orgasm says, consider a backup host, maybe someone like Josh Denny. Will they do it for free? That's my budget. That's my budget on this break-even little program. Puerto Rican Prostate Puncher says, we deserve to see Johnny pass out. Let me tell you something. The reason I'm not bringing him back until he knows and I know he's 100% is I know that the internet has no fucking soul, and the people on it are all people we would have cast off into funny farms back in the 50s. They would have just been gone out of society. I'm not going to bring Johnny on here with MS and failing health because there's not going to be sympathy. There's not going to be people being the way you should be as a human being. People are just going to be shitty and awful and fucking garbage, and I don't want that. Like, I'm one of those guys, like, say whatever you want about me. You know, obviously, nobody handles these fucking rats better than I do. I crush them. But, like, I don't like it when there are times where it's very clear what the reaction needs to be, and you just purposely do the opposite one to be a miserable cunt. I don't want to see that for Johnny. So I want him to be 100%, and I want him to come back strong, you know? Donor Phil Herslit says DonorGate 2025. Oh God, we've got a controversy. Aaron's not counting the donors right. DonorGate 2025, not to be confused with Bonergate. This is Steel Toe. Yeah. Sam Show, I thought the same joke you did. Oh, nitpicker. Oh. Okay. Somebody should donate $40 to null his request. Dude, if everybody wants to donate, like, I've already tried to grift for memberships. It didn't take. I'll grift for $40. How about everybody donate $40 right now? We get 3 people to donate $40. We can push all 3 of those second, third, and fourth place people out of the top 5. We get 3 people throwing $40 at PayPal or Venmo right now. We push them all out of the top 4 except for Wally World at 135. That would be hilarious to me. Let's do that. And then we can knock out $120 of that obnoxious money goal that gives me pit stains twice a week. So yeah, Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. Sam Show says, to be a miserable cunt, I do this for my entertainment, you ass. You're right. I'm sorry. You're right. I'm sorry. That's my fault. All right, let's get into stuff today. I'm telling you, man, I was out today, and I definitely think that Minnesota's depressed with the Vikings shit. I think the Vikings are depressed from the loss to the Lions because Minnesota just seems different today. It's just walking around. People are just hanging their head a little lower. They seem a little more bummed. They're not saying hi like Midwesterners normally do. Just feel like the whole state's kind of taking it to heart. Coyote NV with another $5. Oh, my God, that puts Coyote at $43, so he doesn't want to get pushed out. The Vikings are now 1.5-point favorites against the Rams. Oh, that's not good because we were 2.5-point favorites when the day started today, and now we're already down to 1.5-point favorites. You know what that means? That means a lot of people are putting money on the Rams after yesterday. After yesterday, a lot of people saw the Vikings against the Lions, and they went, fuck that. I'm betting the Rams at home. They've already beaten the Vikings once. I can take the Rams, and I'm getting 2.5 points. Great, I'm in. I think you're going to see that line shift, and I think we might see the Rams be the favorites. by the time this is done. There's somebody texting in, Doug Peterson needs a new job. He can be your second mic. For an extra $40, he'll let you swallow Trevor Lawrence's cum. I don't need any of that. I don't need any of it. Thank you to Bigot on Socialist Media for gifting a sub over on Rumble. I appreciate that. That plus Coyotes $4.99. We're at $175 for tonight. Guys, keep donating memberships, keep donating subs, and keep hitting that PayPal and Venmo. We can knock out the goal tonight and make it a successful start to the week while we carry on solo here. Pakistan with $1.99 says, say my name right, you sea-guzzling F. I think he means chicken-guzzling fanatic. I don't know what sea-guzzling F means, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Thank you, guys. 175 away from tonight. We're going to, the things I want to get into tonight, the two big ones. And I hope you feel like talking about them. And I hope you have a great time. And I hope that I entertain you. And in turn, I make a bunch of money. And today's a success. I want to talk about, and Chad Buzamak and numero uno Josh Denny fan right now are like, if you say The View, I swear to God, I'll fucking kill you. Don't tune in tomorrow morning. The two things I want to talk about are this Joy Taylor thing and Justin Trudeau stepping down. I'm obsessed with one, and I'm interested by the other. I'm obsessed with this Joy Taylor thing because I think there are a lot of social tentacles that spring out from this Joy Taylor deal. I think a lot of things, and I relate to some of it. There's a part in this where Joy Taylor, when she decides when she gets in trouble or when she doesn't get her way, she's going to make up an allegation about this executive at Fox Sports 1. And I got to be honest with you, that reminds me of my second marriage. Someone not getting their way and then making shit up about the person and then watching them make shit up about someone else. You know, when I came out after all that and I said, believe all women is fucking horseshit. I'd love to believe all women, but I've met too many of them. This Joy Taylor thing is the perfect fucking example of that. You want to, like, I'm not a misogynist because I say you shouldn't believe all women. That's not a misogynist, sexist thing to say. That's just a guy who's met people, knows human beings. If you believe all men, you're a fucking idiot. If you believe all women, you're a fucking idiot. And this Joy Taylor thing is a great example of that. I don't know if you saw, and we'll dive deeper into it. That's what they said. We'll dive deeper into it as the show goes on here. But Joy Taylor was fucking around on her husband with the executive of content, the director of content at Fox Sports 1, the guy who could give her jobs like undisputed. And she was fucking him behind her husband's back. Her husband realizes he married a hoe. He divorces her. She then starts fucking Emmanuel Acho, whatever, the former football player. She starts fucking him. He works for FS1. He starts shouting her out and, you know, blowing up her shit and, you know, saying, oh, she's great, we should promote her, so on and so forth. And then she says to this hairdresser, the hairdresser filed the lawsuit. This is a lawsuit against FS1 and Skip Bayless for the lawsuit isn't for $1.5 million. The hairdresser said that Skip Bayless offered her $1.5 million for sex, which, dude, I mean, are we just coming out of the gate that desperate? You can smell it on you at that point. And to the hairdresser, what the fuck? $1.5 million. Now, apparently she said, I'm married. Or no. She said, she wasn't married. She said to Skip Bayless, don't you have a wife? And he said, like, isn't your dad Muslim? Doesn't he have 4 or 5 wives? And I'm like, fucking based Skip Baseless. More like it. But then in that lawsuit, that hairdresser ends up doing hair for Joy Taylor. And Joy Taylor starts telling her about how she's fucking Emmanuel Acho and the executive Dixon in charge of talent relations or whatever, or content relations. And she starts telling this hairdresser, like a fucking blabbermouth, starts saying, oh yeah, if this guy doesn't give me what I want, or I start getting in trouble at the company, or my job is ever in jeopardy, I'm going to say he R-worded me, and then they won't be able to let me go, and they'll have to keep me at the job I'm at. This fucking bitch, right? She said that in this lawsuit. She just said, and just openly to basically a stranger, a coworker, but basically a stranger. She said, yeah, I'm fucking this guy. I'm fucking this guy. But if shit goes south for me, I'm going to accuse him of graping me. What the fuck? And honestly, that hit me like a ton of bricks. And I'm like, there's more of them out there. Because I married one. Like, that was me. Anytime something went wrong, it was there was going to be an accusation or they're going to say something, you did something you didn't do. And I've been telling you guys that for months now. And I think a lot of you have started to come around. But, like, it was done to her ex-boyfriend. It was done to Adrienne Washington. Like, if she was in trouble with something or she didn't get her way or she was in the hot seat, just fucking make something up about a guy. And because, just like with this Joy Taylor, if you're a pretty girl, people will fucking believe you. They'll crucify the guy, and any attempt he makes to defend himself is going to look like defensiveness, and they'll just think he's more guilty. I'm glad people like Joy Taylor get called out for what they are because they're fucking dangerous, especially the way society has protected dishonest women lately. You have this believe all women thing. That is a nest of vipers. That is a perfect place for people like Joy Taylor to hide. Because she goes out there and says, if I don't get my way, I'm just going to scream grape about an executive at Fox Sports 1 that she willfully fucked to get ahead in the business. Like, it's one thing to get ahead in the business by fucking dudes. She's not the first woman to do it. She's not the first woman to do it. She's not the Neil Armstrong of sucking dick for a job. There have been others. There will be others. And, you know, people who say, oh, I don't know if this is true. We're going to play a Dave Portnoy clip later. He thinks this is just a shakedown. You don't think this is true? What do you think? Sports broadcasting is the one place where women can't sleep their way to the top? Hollywood, politics, corporations. There's been, Fox News, media. There's been countless examples of these women who get great jobs and they just had to take a shot to the mouth or they had to get fucked. And we're gonna act like it couldn't possibly happen in sports broadcasting? Of course it happens in sports broadcasting. What do you think, these women are just so fucking talented? What do you think, that there's a retiring crop of professional athletes from the NFL every single year that come out and they're looking for a job and they'd be great analysts, and Joy Taylor just beat them all out for the gig? Or Erin Andrews just beats them all out for the gig? I'm not saying Erin Andrews slept where she was to get to the top, but there's a certain favoritism, like a pink poodle, for women in sports. And I'm tired of pretending that it's misogynist to acknowledge reality. And the reality is, yeah, women have a weapon and they're allowed to use it. I have no problem with Joy Taylor fucking whoever she wants to fuck to make her dreams come true. Go bananas. But I don't want to lecture. I don't want any of this social justice warrior shit mixed in with your football commentary if that's how you got to the top. And number two, when you say you're going to accuse some guy of something he didn't do just because you didn't get your way, to me, you are one of the biggest pieces of shit, male or female, you can possibly be. And you want to wonder why I say don't believe all women? It's, again, because I've met too many of them. Way too many of them. Joy Taylor was not hot enough to risk an executive level position. If that kind of, I don't know. Some guys have certain tastes, and like there are guys who like that kind of thick look. She's not fat, but the big fucking tits and the ass, and she's got a very pretty face, and she's not, like I said, she's not fat. Dude, they will go fucking crazy for that. They'll go nuts for it. No Pen 15 Fathead gifting a membership. Thank you very much. Coyote NV with $4.99 says, when you have to start numbering your marriages. Thank you, buddy. I thought somebody would get that. Pakistan with $1.99 says, at least Nick let you slurp him for free. It didn't happen. This is I should get this segment sponsored. The Aaron denies he ever drank cum segment. Brought to you by Trojan. Maybe we have Trojan do that one. I'm not sure. Paul with $5 says, you can have me for free co-host Tuesday. We can talk World War II all morning. If I decide to do a World War II podcast, maybe I'll talk to Paul That might not be a terrible idea. Well, that's going to put us at 165 for tonight. Thank you very much, guys. Keep it going. I'm liking these gifted memberships. I'm liking the $5-10 at a time. Very nice of you. Coyote NV is now up to $48, so he is firmly in second place right now. Whoever's calling right now, the phones are not open at the moment. Give me a little time. We're in the middle of something here. I know you've called a few times. You probably got something really important. Shoot it via text to the text line. I'll get it then, and then we'll have you call in a second. But we're right in the middle of something. I don't want to get off tangent here. We took Ryan the Garbage Man's call because he was calling in right kind of at the beginning of the show. We hadn't really got anywhere. So shoot a show text. Just send a text right to that number you're calling. We'll get you in there. This is what we know so far. We know that, and here's the text from the actual lawsuit about Joy Taylor admitting to using her sexuality to get on the show. And for the record, I believe this hairdresser on everything she's throwing out there. I believe her on all of it. I really do. But this is where I think the Joy Taylor thing goes from, ha, she used her pussy to get somewhere, versus this is an evil bitch who needs to be stopped. In approximately February of 2020, Miss Taylor asked Miss Faraji, now Taylor's obviously Joy, Miss Faraji is the hairdresser, to meet her for lunch in Beverly Hills. When Miss Faraji arrived, she found Miss Taylor with a man, Emmanuel Acco. Miss Faraji did not know Mr. Acco, but could tell that the two were romantically involved. There you go. A few months after meeting Mr. Acco at the lunch, Miss Faraji noticed him in the hallway while at work. Miss Faraji later asked Miss Taylor if Mr. Acco also worked at Fox Sports. Miss Taylor confirmed and explained that she wanted Mr. Acco to eventually recommend her on the show Speak for Yourself. Miss Faraji became alarmed and warned Miss Taylor that she should probably not sleep with Mr. Dixon and Mr. Acco at the same time. Now, Dixon is the executive head of content creation at Fox Sports 1. So she's fucking this guy Dixon, and she's fucking Emmanuel Acco. Now, same time, I don't know. I believe that's what's inferred in the lawsuit. As Mr. Dixon is a very powerful man that may become very angry. Miss Taylor told her not to worry about it. She explained that she was also now powerful, and once Mr. Dixon was no longer useful to her, she would follow through on her plan to tell the company that he forced himself on her. She would not allow herself to be forced out by Mr. Dixon like other woman talent. See, now that's evil. That, to me, I mean, you want to talk about my built-in skepticism of hashtag believe all women, it would be right there. It would be that right there. The whole, I fucked him, it was mutual, we did it to, oh, I see what this person is, needs to get in touch with me about. Oh, shit. I just need to let them know that I'm doing. Actually is an important call. It has nothing to do with the show. Don't worry about that. But it is. I just need to let this. They don't know I'm doing a show. I think this was someone trying to get in touch with me personally. Here we go. There we go. Okay, that's something I'll need to take care of. But the whole, I'll fuck this guy, I'll use him, I'll climb the ladder, and then when he's no longer of use to me, I'll accuse him, I'll say he forced himself on me, I'll say it was graping. Dude, that's fucking sociopathic. You know what just that accusation can destroy someone. Just the inference that someone did that can destroy someone. Not to mention what it does to women who have legitimate complaints and legitimate complaints to make and complaints to file, and how that you falsely accusing someone or setting someone up might ruin it for real victims and make them not come forward. But she doesn't give a fuck. She's obsessed with power. She's wrapped up in it. And by the way, this is a great example of how you can't let like female politicians and shit bullshit you about the patriarchy, because if they were in charge, this is a great example. They would do exactly the same thing. Men and women who want power, they're very, very similar. I don't think one would necessarily do a better job than the other at curtailing it either. So to me, this whole lawsuit is very, Skip Bayless looks like a retard. Good for this lady, telling him to go fuck himself. She doesn't take the $1.5 million. But it's the Joy Taylor stuff where she's just getting dicked for jobs left and right. And then she's talking about how she has a plan to accuse this executive of forcing himself on her if he ever tries to get her out of the company. Fucking evil, man. Really, really evil. So I've been obsessed with that story all day today, and there's been a lot of kind of fallout from it all over the place. This was very funny. So you know the whole thing last night, I saw this started as Skip Bayless is being sued. This woman's claiming that he offered her $1.5 million for sex. And I saw that and I'm like, oh, wow, that's a big story. But then as more and more came out, as the lawsuit kept getting, leaked out page by page, and the Joy Taylor stuff came out, then all of a sudden everyone went from, Skip Bayless is a fucking creep, he's a weirdo, this and that, to, whoop, nobody gives a shit about Skip Bayless anymore. They want to know, did she fuck Shannon Sharp? Did she fuck Emmanuel Acco? Did she fuck this Dixon guy? Who else did she fuck? What jobs did she get because she was putting out? That's what everybody wanted to know. So somebody put up this Homelander gif from, or clip from The Boys, and it's captioned, Skip Bayless watching everybody focus on Joy Taylor's alleged shenanigans in the lawsuit instead of his. I mean, Skip Bayless is kind of getting off scot-free in this whole thing. I mean, unless he has to pay, in which case it'll be short-lived euphoria. So people who were at Fox Sports 1 are starting to tell their stories now, or at least the ones that feel they have nothing to hide. If you weren't in the path of Hurricane Joy, then you're getting out there today and you're talking and you're like, whoa, don't look at me. I'm fine. Smell my dick. I didn't do anything. I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Taylor. Don't look at me. Poor Skip Bayless, though. He was looking for pussy and he couldn't get it. Skip Bayless is sitting there literally with $1.5 million hanging out of his zipper and nobody will suck his cock. Meanwhile, Emmanuel Acco just goes, you want to be on a TV show, baby? And Joy Taylor's just got her asshole spread open for him. This Dixon guy who's not a looker. I saw a very funny meme about this one too. It showed, because that Dixon guy is not the best looking dude. He's got no upper lip. He's creepy looking. And the meme just says, don't worry, guys. Turns out you're just broke. That's that. Because that guy was hitting it, and it's all because he could do favors. But one guy who came out with his hands up and said, I had nothing to do with this. I wasn't part of this at all. In fact, this is kind of a funny little rant. Jason Whitlock was on Fox Sports 1. And he was there at the same time Joy Taylor was, or Joy Thomas was. Now I've forgotten her fucking name already. Joy Taylor. And he does a show on The Blaze now, on Glenn Beck's network. And he had some things to say about Joy, and he just wanted to make it very clear that his hands were clean on this one.
I can remember, I'm at Fox Sports at the time, and I ran into some friction because...
Terrible choice of words, buddy. Terrible. Let's not go with that choice of words. Oh, by the way, Matthew Q, thank you for the $2. He says, you realize that you just said you were refusing the fact that you blew Nick, but then said, brought to you by Trojan. Is this like a Pretty Woman thing where only if he was wearing a rubber and no kisses? No, that's not what I was saying. Not at all. Oh, man. Oh, no, it was. Okay, so the person texting me did just want to. They did just want to get on the show. I hate that. I really fucking hate that. When people go, hey, man, I want to be on your show. It's such an awkward thing because you just have to go, all right, to talk about what? You're like, I don't know, I just want bullshit with you. It's like, well, why don't we meet up at a bar? We can just bullshit there. No, I want to be on the show. Well, yeah, I want to play in the major leagues, but I can't hit a fastball. I don't know what to tell you. All right, back to Jason Whitlock on the on his part of the Joy Taylor thing.
I didn't want a woman on a show that I was doing at Fox Sports. And so this is in 2015-16 at the very beginning. And I can remember they brought Joy Taylor in for a test on the show that I was doing. Yeah, this is at the time when I was going to be initially doing my own show, and Cowherd was doing something else.
Oh, that's another thing. I don't have this one handy, but Colin Cowherd was mentioned in the lawsuit because Joy Taylor was kind of like the second mic to Colin Cowherd. And in the lawsuit, it states that, yeah, Colin Cowherd, turns out he's just a really good dude, and he never did anything wrong, and he never so much as looked flirtatiously at any of these women. And it was just somebody just tweeted a picture of Colin Cowherd smiling ear to ear, and you go, when a big lawsuit comes out about your company and the woman who slept with everyone says you were always just a perfect gentleman. Another win for the herd.
And just keeping it all the way real, Charlie Dixon wanted her to be involved with my show. And so we...
Oh, it's now Charlie Dixon. That's the guy. That's the talent coordinator guy, the content coordinator guy. So Charlie Dixon, 2016, 2017, comes up to Whitlock and he says, oh, by the way, that lower, I just realized that. Did you guys see the lower chyron here? Bone, joy, and harmony. That is fucking brilliant, Jason. Nice work. Bone, joy, and harmony. So this Dixon comes to Whitlock and he says, oh, this woman's so talented. You got to have her on your show. She's so great. And Whitlock's like, what the fuck? Why all of a sudden this woman should just be on the show? Just apropos of nothing, out of nowhere, just put her on? Yeah. She's going to be so good. And Whitlock's like, it seems like a bunch of fucking bullshit. And wouldn't you know, out in this lawsuit, it says that Joy Taylor was fucking Dixon. And, you know, hey, you got to say this about Charlie Dixon. We're going to shit on a lot of people as we talk about this, and this will probably end up being a clip. But I know that we're going to make fun of a lot of people. Charlie Dixon kept his word. He didn't just fucking blow loads on this chick and then just go, all right, now stop bothering me. He moved her up the fucking ladder. So compliment to Charlie Dixon. He was a man of his word. And compliment to Joy Taylor. That pussy's got to be fire. If Charlie Dixon's just going up to Jason Whitlock and saying, put this fucking girl on your show. Because let's be honest. A guy who's hosting a show, the last thing he wants to hear is, let's put a girl on to talk sports with you. What you want to hear is like, hey, this retiring quarterback or this retiring linebacker wants to do a show with you. And you're like, oh, that's fucking cool. Let's do that. That'll give our show some cred. We got an NFL guy on here. They come to you and they're like, honestly, if I worked at a sports network and they said, we want to put a chick with you, I'd have to look at them and go, all right, if you're just honest with me and you tell me that you're fucking her and you're doing this as a favor, fine, then I'll do it. But if you're going to try and sell me that she's going to help the show, I'm going to be mad. And I'm going to throw something at you. Like if Charlie Dixon comes up to Jason Whitlock and goes, you got to have this woman on your show, she's going to be great, I'd be mad. My intelligence would feel insulted if I were Jason Whitlock. But if the boss came up to me and said, look, this fucking piece of ass, she's incredible. Like if he was like the movie director from Godfather, where he's like, she's the best piece of ass I've ever had, and I've had them all over the world. Lutz, right? If he comes in and he says, she's fucking amazing, her pussy's killing me, I'm taking heart medication now, could you have her on the show? Could you do it as a favor to your boss? I'll owe you one. That's good. And Jason Whitlock doesn't even have to get fucked.
brought her in for a test. And I didn't think the test went well. And I let everybody know, hey, I don't think this test went well. I don't want, this isn't the direction I wanted to go. I was trying to play nice and trying to meet them halfway in terms of okay, you guys are insisting on a woman being on this show because that's what everybody wants. And I was like, well, you need to bring a grown-ass woman on the show if it's going to be with me. It can't be at this time.
Right. Like, look at Jason Whitlock. When Jason Whitlock is doing a dude's show about sports, how are he and Joy Taylor going to relate on anything? Here's Joy Taylor. Here's an ogre-looking fuck like Jason Whitlock, who, in fairness, has great sports takes, and he does a good job. But, like, him, and by the way, this is why he was kind of run out of sports broadcasting, is like he wouldn't go along to get along with a lot of this dumb shit, and he would say stuff, and he became a problem. But, like, put Joy Taylor on with him. Are viewers that dumb? I don't know. Maybe I'm out of touch. Are viewers that stupid that they look at that and they go, oh, yeah, that's a good fit? That's not awkward at all. Like, Jason Whitlock, if he has to have a female co-host for a sports show, it should be like some really big, like, former Iowa University girl power forward. Like some just big corn-fed bitch doing a show with Jason Whitlock. No sex appeal whatsoever. I bet you those two would fucking crush it together. But Joy Taylor comes on just shaking her tits in her ass, and she's still got Charlie Dixon's cum on the side of her face. I don't know. It just doesn't seem like you did this because you thought she'd be the best fit for Jason Whitlock.
This is 10 years ago. Joy Taylor's probably 25, 26 years old. You talking about, I mean, I got a lot of discipline, but 25-year-old with them big cans and that peanut butter skin who has nothing to say, at some point I'm going to lose respect. And I'm like, well, the only thing she's got to offer is them big cans and that peanut butter skin.
Holy shit, I bow to Jason Whitlock today. He's fucking killing it. See, like, people want to say, like, TV's passé or, like, TV is becoming obsolete because of the internet. No, TV chose to be passé. TV could be this. People don't need to go to podcasts. People don't need to go to The Blaze. They don't need to go to Barstool Sports or any of these other places. They were given a reason to by ESPN and Fox Sports 1 and other outlets because they made everything sanitary. They cleaned everything up. It fucking sucks. It's no fun. And then you have like Jason Whitlock goes to The Blaze and Barstool Sports gets started because people want something different with their sports coverage. It's not like the internet came along and then TV had to lose. TV could have kicked the shit out of the internet. They had a mile and miles head start. But they put on dog shit, cookie cutter content that nobody wanted to watch. And now we're finding out why, because the female talent was sucking the boss's cock. And Jason Whitlock goes, she's got big cans and peanut butter skin. Boy, I'm in trouble. Good for him for knowing himself.
And so if I got to put up with this, I might as well enjoy them big cans. And so I said, no, I don't want to put myself in that position.
Good for him, man. And then, I know the reaction to this from some people is going to be like, oh, man. So now if a guy is talking sports, all he's going to think about for the woman is her tits and her looks. Yes, act accordingly. That's what we're going to think. He should be respecting her sports take. Sorry, we're not going to. Stop trying to make fetch happen. It's not going to happen. This idea that, they're going to put women on TV to discuss sports and all the men are going to have no problem with it. It's going to be a smooth transition. No, we're always going to be smirking whenever they give a fucking football take. And then on top of it, you won't let us smirk at it. So now we have to try and control ourselves and it's going to get really awkward. Good for Jason Whitlock for telling it like it is. By the way, thank you, My Lost Interest, for the gifted membership. And Coyote NV with $4.99. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Says her brother Josh Taylor played in the NFL. Oops. Hope he doesn't watch. My Lost Interest gifting a membership. Appreciate that. Thank you, guys. It's very nice of the both of you. 160 away from overtime tonight. Thank you very much. Keep that going. I appreciate it. All works out in the end says he ain't woke. He's awesome. Jason was on Tucker's show sometimes. Okay. Cool. Oh, Jason Taylor. Wait. Defensive end? Old man Jason Taylor? Oh, fuck. If Jason Taylor was really her brother, Jason Taylor is one of the best pass rushers of my childhood. Jason Taylor, Joy Taylor. Fox Sports makes decision on Joy Taylor after lawsuit. Oh, shit. What happened? Joy Taylor, blah, 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 blah. Is Joy Taylor related to Jason Taylor? Personal life. Taylor's brother is former NFL defensive end Jason Taylor, who played 15 seasons and was in the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2017. Well, fuck. I mean, in fairness, he tackled quarterbacks. She tackled dicks. They both were really good at it and got to the top of their professions. Both of them got to the top of their professions by doing something involving sacks. That's kind of fun, right? That's like a family thing. Gotta look on the bright side of this type of shit. What did Fox Sports 1 decide to do? Tattle, 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 please. Fox Sports makes decision on... Fox Sports appears to have made a decision on Joy Taylor. Former Fox Sports hairdresser, blah, blah, blah. We know. Despite the lawsuit, though, Taylor is still appearing on the air today. Oh, she was on this Monday afternoon. Okay. She was on her show Speak with Keyshawn Johnson, Paul Pierce, and Michael Irvin. How is Joy Taylor allowed on television today? One fan wrote. Wow, so they put her on the air. That had to be fucking weird, right? That had to be awkward with all these guys. Like Paul Pierce, Keyshawn, all these guys, they're on the internet. They're reading this stuff. They know what's going on. And now you're going to sit there and do a show with her like nothing's happening? Like when I walked into the gym today, Shannon Sharp was on the TV. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Like, how is Shannon Sharp able to do a show today after all this shit went down? I guess, what are you supposed to do, right? Pakistan with $1.99 says, would you be into slurping Jason Taylor? No, I don't do that. I've never done that before. Why would I start now? Pakistan. 160. See, why can't you guys laugh like this when I fuck with you? I fuck with you and I do some shit and you guys go, yeah, that's not what Cummings said, Aaron. You're being a piece of shit. Why are you spinning it? For fun, to fuck with you. You fuck with me, I laugh, I go along with the joke. I just make you guys mad. That's not fun. Let's continue on with Jason Whitlock here. I'm really loving his take on this whole thing.
And so I can remember, I brought in Bonnie Bernstein. Bonnie Bernstein's around my age, a few years younger, perhaps. But I was like, she's been around the block. She actually has been involved in sports media for a long time. She might have something of substance to offer. And the test we did with Bonnie Bernstein went much better.
See, that's what I mean. Like, Jason Whitlock's a really smart dude. He should probably get Charlie Dixon's job, but he doesn't want all the sex that comes with it. Jason Whitlock's trying to stay away from all that fucking pussy. That's what Jason Whitlock's all about. Jason Whitlock's going, I didn't want that 25-year-old chick on my show. I wouldn't be able to stop staring at her big fucking tits and her peanut butter skin and her fucking pussy. So, I mean, how do you feel if you're Bonnie Bernstein, the way he's describing, like, she's more my age and age appropriate? So, like, this whole lawsuit thing comes out, and this is what I mean. It has tentacles that go everywhere. You're Bonnie Bernstein. You see Jason Whitlock's rant, and he goes, and you're like, so he's basically calling me an ugly bitch. I see how it is. Thanks, Jason. Appreciate it. Thanks for getting my back by saying I'm not, big cans and peanut butter skin. Appreciate it. Yeah, so I just got some ugly Jew broad to co-host with me because that was a lot more my speed. I didn't want to stare at a pussy. For all I knew, she had a dick.
And I was like, if we're going to go, they were adamant, no Bonnie Bernstein. When I look back in retrospect, when I say they, I'm talking about Jamie Horowitz. And I don't know if I heard from Charlie Dixon on this, but I certainly heard from Jamie. They were adamant. No Bonnie Bernstein. And when I look back in retrospect.
That's because ain't nobody fucking Bonnie Bernstein, Jason. That sucks, man. It sucks that this lawsuit comes out and then all these guys who were in the business for like a decade, 2 decades, 3 decades, whatever, like they all got to look back and go, God, how did I not see it then? Fuck. Like, because you think you're an expert in the field and you know everything that's going on. Then this lawsuit comes out and you're like, shit, how did I not see that Charlie was fucking that chick? He was really adamant on this 25-year-old being on a show with this middle-aged fat black guy.
I'm not trying to disparage anybody.
Disparage, Jason, but you're on a roll. Go ahead.
Just keeping it real. This show is called Fearless. I got to tell you the truth so you can understand these things. When I look back in retrospect, they were like, Bonnie Bernstein, she was 20 years ago. You know, we've had our way with Bonnie Bernstein.
Oh.
We want something fresh and new.
Is he trying to say that they all fucked Bonnie Bernstein? Bro.
And so Bonnie Bernstein, a woman that's pushing 45, 50 at that time, no value, no interest.
Ooh.
No one's...
By the way, that's how you know that having these women in sportscasting, in sports broadcasting, in sports media has nothing to do with talent. It has nothing to do with knowledge about the game, because you want a 45, 50-year-old woman who's been covering the sport for 20 years. But you want fucking tits and ass. You want eye candy. I fucking hate this about the world. I hate this about the media. That's why I scream from my fucking soapbox every day. This is what I hate about the disingenuousness of the media, is that they fucking do something and I'm an asshole for noticing it, even though I'm fucking dead on. Bonnie Bernstein, if you're going to have a woman on to talk football, which you probably shouldn't, a 45, 50-year-old who's been doing it for 20 years is way more qualified than some chick fresh out of college. But if we say, oh, she only got where she is because she's hot and she's sucking dick, and it's not because of her football takes, she's not qualified for the gig, then you're a sexist, everything else. So we have to wait until these lawsuits come out. We have to wait until it's plastered all over the front page news. And even then we have to tiptoe around what we say. Good for Jason Whitlock for just coming out and saying it.
Sexually attracted enough to Bonnie Bernstein at that time to give her the job. And so we didn't do that. I kept holding firm. Next thing you know, me and Cowherd are doing the show together, and Jason McIntyre is going to be our sidekick. And that was a better landing for me than doing the show with a woman.
Yeah, good for Jason Whitlock. Dude, doing a show with Colin Cowherd, that would be a fucking blast. Are you kidding? Some people don't like Colin Cowherd. He's one of the sharpest guys out there. I think he's got one of the best hot takes to hit ratios of anyone.
I need, put me in a guy environment, guys talking. That's natural. That's what I thought had the most value. Down the road at Fox Sports, Christine Leahy, when Cowherd left the show, Christine Leahy wanted to replace Colin Cowherd. I wasn't for that.
I love this. I love that Jason Whitlock's fucking old school. You need guys like this doing sports shows. You know what? There was a show on, I wonder if you guys remember it. There was a show on in the 90s on ESPN on Sunday morning, and I didn't appreciate it when I was a kid because I was looking for more colorful and flashy, like Sports Center type shit. Do you remember the sports reporters? Dude, it was like old fuckers, like Dick Schaap, Jeremy, whatever the fuck his name was. I think Peter Gammons was on there. It was like the McLaughlin group of sports talk guys. And they looked like the guys who would like sit in the old lounges with the cigars and the hats that said press in them. And it was just a bunch of ugly fucking old dudes talking sports. And I bet if I went and I watched that today, I'd be like, fuck, I miss having the sports reporters on. It was just guys in chairs talking about sports. And now it's like, well, we've got to have 3 women and we got to mix a Puerto Rican in there and there's got to be this and there's got to be that. It's like they're talking hockey. What the fuck are you doing? Well, no, we got to make sure there's enough women in there. Nobody gives a shit. It's way better when you just leave them out. Aaron, are you saying women can't enjoy sports or talk about it? No, they absolutely can. It's just that if you're going to hire the best people for sports analysis, 95% of the time, it's going to be dudes. That's all. Triple N says, LOL, Jeremy clearly left an impression. Jeremy Schaap? Jeremy Schaap, that's it. Jeremy Schaap was the guy's name. I think, oh God, who was on the fucking sports reporters? Who was on the sports reporters? 1988, it started. Oh, Jeremy Schaap and Dick Schaap? Nope, I'm sorry. Just Dick Schaap was on there. John Saunders, Mike Lupica, Gary Thorne. Wait, it was on until 2001 to 2015? No, it started. The show began in 1988. The show was originally broadcast from a studio in Manhattan, and from 99 to 2010, it was recorded at the ESPN Zone at Times Square in Manhattan before it closed. Then it moved to Bristol, Connecticut at the main ESPN studios, where it stayed until the end of its run on January 23rd, 2017. Okay. No, and it was just a show where a bunch of guys sat around talking about sports. It was perfect. And now I sound like an old man because I'm like, hey, goddamn shoes, now they got girls all over it. They don't have to. Bartolo says Jeremy was the son of Dick. I know, but I thought Jeremy Schaap was on the sports reporters. Turns out he wasn't. Coyote NV with $4.99 says Chad said on MLC he will address the hype train tomorrow. See, that's why I'm kind of getting bored of this universe. It's like, that's a weird gay thing to say. Like, I did the hype train thing to fuck around. Now I bet Chad's going to take it real serious tomorrow. He's like, hey, hype train isn't as good as my hype train. It's like, no offense, you guys are no fun. I'm not going to fight you over a hype train. It's gay. It's just a funny thing to do. And these guys are like teasing it. That's the thing that makes me feel bad is like, I talk about these things as like an aside on my show. Like we're in a bigger topic and here I have a thought. Diarrhea out my mouth, dog shit, done, move on to the next big thing. Whereas Chad's like, I got to tease it. I'm going to talk about Aaron's hype train tomorrow. And it's just at some point you look around and you go, I'm a grown man. This is repetitive and gay. Like if people aren't going to have fun with this, if this is going to become blood sports to them, count me out. Now, if Chad has a great time with it and it's hilarious, then fucking perfect. That's what you should do. But if it's going to be like, yeah, you fucking suck when it's terrible and this and that, it's like, oh, God. You guys are girls. So that was Jason Whitlock. Basically, Jason Whitlock's whole point on this Joy Taylor thing is Jason didn't want to work with no bitch. Jason wanted to work with dudes. Big swinging dicks in the Jason Whitlock studio or nothing at all. That's the rules. Both internet gossip and news stories are the aside. The meat of potatoes of steel toe is the goal. That's right. It's the goal. The goal is what? And the goal is 155 right now. Let's get it down to 100 by the time we get to 8:55. It's about 50 minutes to knock that thing down. We haven't been talking a lot of gold today. I'm really sorry, guys. I apologize for not talking more gold tonight, but we got it down to 155. There you see the leaderboard. Coyote NV is now at $53. 53 away, 53 in, so he's firmly in second place. You got Ryan the Garbage Man at 29, Coltrane at 26, and then that rounds out the top five. Or the top four, you got Miss Tay at $17. Now, Wally is in first at $135. Rust Belt gifting 5 memberships over on YouTube. Thank you, Rust Belt. That gets you on the board. There we go. And we take $250 out of each one of those. Let's round that up. We're going to make that. We've had a lot of 199s and 2s today. So that's like 12 something. We're making that 115 to make it all even. 140 away from today. Guys, hit that Streamlabs, hit that PayPal, hit that Venmo. If we get 5 donations of $5 or more in the next 5 minutes, we'll do a hype train. We'll take back the hype train. Another hype train. Why the fuck not? Doomclone says, I'm stealing the hype train. It's going to be my new outro. It's mine now. Well, on tomorrow's show, I'm going to confront Doom about the... I can't do it. Doom says, Aaron, have you addressed the newfound stardom? Stop. This is why I have to get away from this whole community. It's the gayest thing. I think Doom's one of those guys who knows it's gay and he's playing it up. That's why I like him. Because I feel like the Meltons and all these other guys think that Doom's like serious. But I know that Doom's like I imagine Doom just being a really fucking bored guy. Who's just like, this is gay. I'll just fuck around with this shit. Aaron, have you addressed the newfound stardom of Crunchy? She has been making her way around the Dabbleverse podcast. Is it bad that I haven't heard anything? Is it really bad that I haven't heard a word? I think you guys maybe think that world is a little bigger than it actually is. Because usually stuff gets back to me. This really hasn't. I like Crunchy, though. Crunchy's great. She really is. She has this idea. Like, remember when Crunchy was the one who called in that one day and like April and I were on, and Crunchy's like, I fucked April and I fucked Aaron. And we're like, whoa, like she's gone way out there with some weird shit. And she's like, I'm sorry, I just got really drunk. I have to apologize. Crunchy has this weird thing where like she's come to a couple of our events. And like now she thinks she like knows me. And she's like, guys, I can go on your show and I can talk about Aaron. It's like, no offense, Crunchy. And like I said, I like Crunchy, but you and I don't know each other. Like, you've been a fan of the show, but you and I don't have, like, personal experiences. I know that she had a crazy ex who stalked our show for a long time, but that's about it. Doomclone says, it's not bad that you haven't heard of it. Probably the opposite. However, she's been a frequent guest lately. She has an interesting show presence. Well, you know, she drinks. I don't know what else to say. She can be kind of fascinating in a weird way. All right, Rust Belt with 5 gifted memberships. So wait, in the next 3 minutes, if 4 more contributions come in, we're doing a hype train. That's what we're doing tonight. So Rust Belt with 5 gifted memberships, 3 more contributions of $5 or more, and we're doing a hype train, boys and girls. 130 away from tonight's goal. We're taking back the hype train. Was it MSO who called it the Great Train Robbery? Yeah, this is the Great Train Robbery. Doomclone says everyone loves a train wreck, a hype train wreck. Yes, we'll do a hype train in honor of Crunchy if we do 3 more $5 gives in the next 2 minutes, and we'll call it the hype train wreck in honor of Crunchy. That's right. Chad Zumach got the stock of the hype train up, so now I'm taking back my creation. This is like Steve Jobs coming back to Apple. Streamlabs, PayPal, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. Thank you guys for the gifted memberships tonight. Those are huge. MSO says Crunchy is the Joy Taylor of podcasting. You guys are trying to get me in trouble. I don't dislike Crunchy. I really don't. I know Quadfather like messaged me and he's like trying to snitch on her. He's like, I'm sorry for having Crunchy on. She went way too far. And I'm like, Quan, I don't care if you have Crunchy on. It's okay. Like, I didn't know you ever did. I'm not aware of it. You don't have to, like, I'm trying to absolve this motherfucker of his guilt. And I'm like, dude, I don't care. I'm like, he's like, she was just getting way personal. I'm like, bro, she doesn't know anything personal about me. Like, her and I have never, like, hung out. She's been at comedy shows. There's not really anything to tell. So that, yeah, it's kind of a weird deal. No Pen 15 Fathead with $5 says, I fingered Crunchy at the fingering wall at the last anniversary show. No, you didn't. Stop it. All right. Two more gives of $5 or more, and we've got ourselves a hype train. One more minute, 60 seconds. Two more, $5 or more, and we will do a Crunchy. What are we calling it, Doom? A hype train wreck? Steven52M says, hype train time. Take it back, Aaron. I'm taking it back. We've got the Justin Trudeau stuff coming up, but we're going to do a little break here in the middle to see if we're doing a hype train. Now, we might not get to do the hype train. That's okay. We got about 35 seconds left. We'd need two more gives of $5 or more to trigger the hype train wreck. Streamlabs, PayPal, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. What are we at? 130 right now? We're at a nice number. Let's keep that going. Keep it up, you guys. $130 away from tonight's goal. All right, 15 seconds to go. Two more $5 gives or we miss. We're late for the hype train wreck. Crunchy Cummy Train for Aaron, $5 from Rust Belt. Royston S. Bailey with $5 says, another year for the toe. All right. That puts us at 125 away from tonight's goal. It also means that just in the nick of time, it means that we get to do a steel toe Crunchy hype train wreck. Hit my fucking music. Throw in your Super Chats. Throw in your Rumble Rants. Your Venmos, your PayPal. For the next 4 minutes, it's a hype train. It's back on steel toe, baby. Thank you, Chad Zumach, for keeping my baby warm and watching it while I was out fucking and snorting and doing all kinds of crazy things. But I'm back for my hype train, Chad. Now, my train's a little rusty. My whistle don't blow like it used to. The donations for the hype train don't come in quite the way they used to, but it's going to take a little while. We'll get there. Go ahead and throw in to the new and improved steel toe hype train. Thank you, Royston S. Bailey, No Pen 15 Fathead, Rust Belt, and Coyote. All your links are in the chat. $5 from Isn't It Greasy. Oh my God, it's Crunchy on the tracks with her tits out. It's a hype Crunchy train wreck. Thank you, Greasy. No Pen 15 with $2 says the fingering wall is on the hype train. We've got a fingering wall on the hype train. That sounds incredibly dangerous. Put it next to the beverage cart and it'll see all kinds of action. Thank you very much. Get your contributions in for the Crunchy hype train wreck and let us know what's on the hype train wreck. $4.99 from Coyote. Hype train. Oh my goodness. Fingering walls. Crunchy. $5 gives. It's a crazy kind of hype train here on Steel Toe. Keep it coming. Keep it going. Keep it coming. Oh my God. Now I'm going to lap up the train. Keep it up. O-Dog's Proud Poppy with 99 cents. He's on the hype train. Johnny Blaze says, Matt, you're right. I got to knock the rust off the train. It'll get there in time. Trust me, buddy. We've got another minute and change left on the hype train. Go ahead and jump on it. 1:15 away from tonight. Thank you, guys. So it's the Crunchy hype train wreck, as MSO named it, for this evening. You got your Streamlabs, you got your Venmo, Steel Toe Media Inc. on Venmo. You got your PayPal links in the chat. Drop them in. We've made about $20 on this hype train. $1.99 WWE Raw live on Netflix says free and no bums begging for your money. greased up men are on the hype train. I gotta go. By the way, I am going to try and watch that after the show tonight. All right. We got a few more seconds left in this hype train. We're having a good time taking it back from Chad Zumach, who was nice enough to babysit it for us. We could get a gay conductor's outfit and all kinds of stuff. We could spruce this thing up. All right, guys, the train is pulling into the station. Thank you so much for being on the crunchy hype train wreck, and we'll try again next time. Oh, man. Those were the days. I apologize to Chad for taking it back, but sometimes you miss your own creation, and you want to revisit it again. All right, kids, 1:15 away from tonight. Keep it coming. Streamlabs, PayPal, Super Chats, Venmo, Rumble Rants. I have a confession to make. It's still kind of fun. It's still kind of a good time to fuck around with a hype train every now and again. By the way, WWE Raw live on Netflix. I am excited to check that out, and I have not watched wrestling in a while. Apparently, Rhea Ripley has kind of crossed over from wrestling to like pop culture because my kids know who Rhea Ripley is, and they're not like big wrestling people. Like everybody knows who John Cena is. My kids know who John Cena is, and they know who Rhea Ripley is. And I went on Hulu the other day, and they started watching pro wrestling. I turned on the latest episode of Raw for them, and they liked it. But their friends came over, and then they had to play and the whole deal. So I don't know. Maybe I'll start watching wrestling again. Like my dad watched wrestling with me when I was a kid. Maybe it's time for me to get back into it and watch a little pro wrestling with my children. Aw, multi-generational hillbilly hick behavior. Loaded Wrench with $2 says, we taught it. Thank you. I appreciate it. 1:15 away from tonight. Thank you guys for contributing to our little program. It means the world to me. All right, let's see. Triple H made a good point. He was promoting WWE on Netflix on Pat McAfee's show. Of course, Pat McAfee works for the WWE. When he was asked, Raw's been on the USA Network off and on since 1994, like 30 years. Raw's been on USA, then it moved to Spike TV for a little bit, then came back to USA. You're ending that relationship. You're going to Netflix. Now, the obvious answer is a boatload of fucking money that Netflix is throwing at WWE. But also, Triple H made a very good point about staying ahead of where media is going.
Has television to now on the biggest streaming service in the world, and it's where young people are. I don't mean this as an insult to anything, but I said it the other day, like nobody says I'm going to go CBS and chill, right? I'm going to Netflix and chill, and that's where young people are. So,
I don't mean to say that Paul Levesque, that old Trips, is getting a little old, but check me if I'm wrong here, Sandy. Netflix and chill is a millennial thing. Like, that's us millennials. That's even Netflix and chill is kind of getting old, right? Netflix and chill is starting to be an aged reference these days. But I think he's right. Ultimately, this is where you want to be, If you're the WWE, you want to be on Netflix, you want to get into streaming services. I mean, it's going to be a crazy time. It's going to be a wild day when the NFL, and I'm telling you, we're going to see it, I think, by the end of this decade, when the NFL goes to streaming, to see the check that Netflix is going to write to get the rights to broadcast NFL games, that's going to be fucking wild. It's also going to put that NFL Sunday ticket shit and that red zone shit, maybe not out of business. They might just buy it. But Netflix, remember when Netflix was going to get pushed out of business? Remember when all these streaming services like Disney Plus, ESPN, all these other streaming services, Hulu Live, they were coming aboard. They were like, yep, Netflix is the old man in the sea. Netflix ain't going to make it. All these other young bucks are going to push them out of there. And Netflix regrouped. They came at it differently. They made movies and TV shows that people wanted to see. And now they're back on top of the game again. You know, they got knocked back on their heels a little bit. They adjusted. Now they're in charge. And while the Jake Paul, Mike Tyson thing didn't go maybe the way a lot of us wanted it to go, I think it was Netflix foot in the door to live sporting events. And I think since that fight, they've done a better job with the NFL and all of that. So, look, I think the WWE Raw shit is exciting. I think that the WWE is going to obviously have a lot of success there. But also, I think a lot of other, I think it's going to be kind of the caveat for other platforms to head over that way. WWE Live Raw on Netflix with $1.99 says, we will do radio for free. Just let us do our ads. Dude, that's the deal to make in radio, man. I'm telling you. Take it from a guy who took a small salary to do his radio show and sold his own ads for his radio show and made a fucking killing doing it that way. That's another thing the internet does not get. Oh, boy, did that work out great for the toe. It's no different than betting on yourself in like sports and shit and having it pay off. That's a cope a lot of people have about me. They don't like that worked out. And I have been making them choke on that for a while now. And hopefully we get to make them choke on that again here very soon. Right now, let's just make them choke on the goal. 115 away. Keep hammering it out. Thank you, WWE, for the $4. I appreciate that. Let's hammer out the rest of it. I had to show you guys this tweet. I've been getting a lot of my Justin Trudeau information from the Keno Casino guys today because they did a little 4-minute promo on it, but also they've been tweeting about it all day. And I live in America, so I don't know much about what's going on with Canadian politics. But I listened to PPP, and I kind of heard him talking about the Justin Trudeau stuff. And holy shit, this is a big deal. I want to find that Keno Casino Trudeau clip. If we could, you know what? They put it on Twitter. They don't have it on YouTube. They're on Kick. That's right. Did those boys get banned? By the way, from YouTube? Is that why they're on Kick? Or do they have some kind of deal with them? Keno Casino. Oh, that's not the one. That's that guy who snaked him, isn't it? That Kyler. Whoopsie daisy. Keno Casino Clips, I think, is their channel. Yeah, here's how I learned, or what I learned about Trudeau from the Keno Casino guys. So apparently, Justin Trudeau didn't dissolve the parliament, but he basically shut it down. Like you shut down a highway for road construction. So Justin Trudeau is basically prime minister until April or May. Then they're going to pick somebody new. But until then, basically, like Canada's government is shut the fuck down. They can't pass any legislation and get it finalized. So a lot of this free speech, intrusion shit that Trudeau wanted to do, that can't get passed. But also, the investigations they're doing into Trudeau and his administration as prime minister, those can't go forward either. So Trudeau kind of cut off his nose despite his face. He's like, we're shutting down this whole parliamentary thing. And they went, well, Justin, you're not going to be able to get any of your legislation passed. And he goes, yeah, but these motherfuckers won't be able to throw me in jail either or find out that I'm doing anything crooked. So it's kind of a trade-off sort of a deal. So this is what I know about the Trudeau thing so far. It's from PPP and Worski. Oh my! By the way, can we buy Canada some sunlight? Jesus fucking Christ, boys. I know I'm not the tannest guy in the world, but this is some great white north shit. This has got to be bad for vitamin D. This has got to be bad for brain chemistry. I mean, it's all so white. We need to get Canada some sun, and that's coming from a Minnesotan. This is dire. My God! Oh, it's happening! Oh. It's happening! It's finally happening! Yes! Celebrate good times! Come on! That's actually a reenactment from PPP getting on the scale, and it's 2 pounds lower than it was last week. I'm teasing. I like him. I I actually think PPP's very good. He doesn't think too highly of me. He thinks I'm dog shit, but I like him.
Celebrate,
That's the
come
spit.
on, celebration process. And spit on Justo's fucking grave.
Pretty sure that's illegal in Canada. I don't think you can do that. I think we might have a hate crime going on here on the Keno Casino promo. Wouldn't that be fucking hilarious if, like, Trudeau snuck one of these in at, like, the 11th hour just before the whole thing takes place, and, like, all these Canadian podcasts are like, press S to spit on him, fuck Trudeau, he's a piece of shit, us Canadians are finally free, and then they just all get their door busted down for hate speech because Trudeau's a cunt.
Fuck you,
Fuck
Justo.
you. Fuck you.
Fuck you, Justo. Yeah, this bitch ass resigned in shame and disgrace.
Fuck you,
His
Trudeau.
scandal fucking filled prime ministership.
So two things I don't understand. Number one, I'm guessing these two don't like Trudeau. And number two, what were the scandals? Like, they don't go into it in this video here, but, like, I'm an American, so, like, I envision that Canadian scandals are like maple syrup smuggling and like sheep fucking and things like that. I don't think it's like American scandals where it's like, oh my God, embezzlement of billions of dollars. Like, I just think it's all a lot of backwoods hick shit.
Fine.
Like someone overfished their limit and they're a senator from Saskatchewan.
Finally had a fucking end there, but not really, because he prorogued Parliament and fucked everything.
See, I don't know what that means, prorogued Parliament. Like, probe, pierogi, whatever the fuck he did. Because, like, we have a real government here. We don't have parliaments, and then our shit has to go through the royal family still. It's just like, we do it the old-fashioned way. Really rich corporations tell us what to do, and then our elected representatives do it for them. Duh.
He's going to be here until fucking April, but will they get a new leader?
Choice of words, Ashton.
But the good news about the proroguing is all those evil fucking bills Justo is forcing through to censor the internet that might have actually closed the casino, they're now all dead. Woo! Every bill that didn't receive royal assent yet is fucking dead.
Royal assent. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Does royal assent mean that you fucking Canadians, you cucked out Canadians, have to send your shit to King Charles to get signed? And if I were King Charles, I would forget that I had to do that for Canada, and like just none of their shit would get done. It'd just sit in a stack on my desk. Because I'd be like, Canada, I still have to babysit these fucking people? Royal assent? So like the king has to sign off on all your shit?
So that's good. Celebrate good times. But the bad news is that by proroguing it, not only did he kill all those bills, but he also killed all of the committees that were investigating him. So all of like the ethics community investigations, shit like this, they have to be reset. We'll get into all of that on the show.
So that's on their show tonight. Those boys are going to be celebrating hard on the Justin Trudeau thing. Like I said, I don't have a lot of knowledge about Canada's system. And as far as like Trudeau and the investigations that he's facing, like, are they really bad, or is it just like, or is it like when Trump's under investigation here? Like, is this like a deal where like Trump gets investigated for the Russia Pissgate thing, but it turns out the whole dossier is horseshit? Or did Trudeau like really step in shit? Again, I don't know. I'm not Canadian. Aaron's Dingley thing says, great show today, but you missed a huge opportunity with the FS1 story. We didn't get any Shannon yelling, Skip, you can't have my leftovers, Skip. I don't know enough about the story yet. I'm waiting for them to come out that Shannon Sharp was fucking her too. All right, Skip, look, I know that you were really excited to have sex with your hairdresser. And she is a very pretty hairdresser. She's a Skip. She's a pretty girl. I'm not saying she's not a pretty girl, Skip. But you offered her $1.5 million, Skip. You can't offer a girl $1.5 million. You put your dick out on the table and you said it ain't gonna suck itself. That's what you say to her, Skip. You're famous and you're rich. You promise her a job on FS1 and then you deep dick her and come in her eyes, Skip. Is that kind of what you had envisioned? Atomic Ray says they're investigating him for child. No, they're not investigating Trudeau for child trafficking, are they? That can't. Trudeau child trafficking investigate. No fucking way. Canada's alleged role, this is 2022. Canada's alleged role in trafficking British children to Daesh prompts investigation. So there's like been a 2-year investigation going on. It prompted a face-saving pledge by Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau to open an inquiry. Okay, so this has something to do with child trafficking in the Middle East and a bunch of other shit. Wow. Rusty Grammar also says, speaking of that, happy J6 to my Patriots out there. I'm really excited for Trump to pardon all those people who have been locked away in prison. That's really bullshit that they've been away for that long. I mean, unless you like hit somebody or killed somebody or hit somebody over the head with something, it's really not necessary for these guys to have been locked up like fucking caged animals for so long. So yes, happy J6. So here's what somebody said. Crypto confiscation, repossessing semi-rigs, taxing American products like milk. That's what they're investigating him for. I know that those truckers don't fucking like him, that's for sure. 110 away from today's goal. We got about 20 minutes to knock that out. We're not in a bad spot. Thank you guys very much. Throw us a few bucks. You know, we haven't had to do a lot of goal-related shit tonight. I'm really happy about that. Let's start getting those chunk plays in. Let's get $100 in here in the next few minutes, and let's call it a perfect start to the week for the toe. There's all the links. I'd love it if you could do it Streamlabs, PayPal, and Venmo. You get no percentages taken off that one, but I understand that sometimes it's more efficient to do it on YouTube and Rumble. We're also really big on gifted memberships tonight. If you want to throw some gifted memberships out there, go for it. There's PPP celebrating. He's boy, those boys are having a good time. He literally went and got a cake. PPP went and got a bye-bye Justo fuck off bud cake. Or Ashton is a fucking adorable artist and he did all of that himself with a little icing bag. I don't really. He probably took a few shots of icing in between. I mean, oh yeah, buddy, like I'm taking shots of the icing like you take shots of jizz, bud. Shut up. I'm refuting my own insults. I'm imagining someone else's comebacks to me and I'm refuting them. Some would say that's a self-esteem problem. I think it's more garden variety mental illness. Oh, one thing we forgot on the Joy Taylor thing. Did you guys see the Emmanuel Akko fucking smelling his finger video? Oh, have we learned so much more about this since we played it this morning? So in this lawsuit that Joy Taylor has, Emmanuel Akko is one of the people she's accused of fucking, or I think she admitted she was fucking him. And internet sleuths went out and found out that Emmanuel Akko was actually outside Joy Taylor's house when he made this video. And you'll notice how many times he smells his fingers in this video. This is either subconscious as all hell or brazen as fuck. Let's take it. By the way, Emmanuel Akko took this video down off his social media and he's getting crucified for it.
Just got done with rehearsal for the new show Speak, and I got to take a moment to shout out my co-host Joy Taylor.
Got to take a minute to shout out my new co-host Joy Taylor. Takes a big whiff of that left finger.
A woman, a black woman, daily show, sports.
There's another finger sniff. You know, the thing that surprised me most about this is that Emmanuel Akko was fucking a black woman. No, it's mighty white of him.
You all realize how hard it is to get into the position that she is in?
Especially on all fours. There's another finger sniff. That's 3 and 15 seconds. He's intoxicated by the smell of Joy Taylor's downstairs. Or at least we think it's her pussy. Who knows what it could be? We don't know what Emmanuel's into. But he is, oh boy, he is just all about giving her shout outs and talking about how great she is. You guys don't understand what it takes to be a woman in this business and get to this position. Well, we found out thanks to the hairdresser what it takes to get into that position as a woman in the business. You take a little white dick, you take a little chocolate dick, you mix them all together, you get a little twist cone, and here's your career.
So often there's misogyny and sexism running rampant in sports, and we don't even...
Right, like using someone as a fucking fleshlight and then promising them work. What a piece of shit. What kind of asshole would do that? A real scummy one, that's what I say. Coyote NV with $4.99 says, finger smelling good.
Even care what women have to say in sports. But
right, stop there. You can end the rant. Go back.
What women have to say, and there's misogyny and sexism running rampant in sports, and we don't even care what women have to say in sports.
Correct. Bingo. Emmanuel Acco, you've made the best video ever. Oh, wait. There's another 24 seconds. He's going to ruin it.
But Joy is not only in the position on television as a woman, as a black woman, but as an opinionist. So not just asking men what they think, but providing her own unique distinct insight. It's hard to do, and Joy, you have done it. So congratulations. Looking forward to working with you, and hope y'all tune in 4:30 to 6 Eastern every day starting next week.
Oh, he didn't smell his fingers again. I think he went with 4 finger sniffs before the end of it. This is fucking hilarious. I've now seen 3 accounts, including Stephen Bravo, clip the steel toe hype train. If Chad responds to this with anything other than good humor, it's fucking retarded. This is fun. This is not a fighting kind of a thing. I'm blowing a stupid New Year's horn to make enough money to keep my dog shit program on the air. If Chad talks about this tomorrow and he goes, fucking Aaron, he does a shitty hype train, and he like actually breaks down the quality of it, it would be a step backwards for old Chad in his redemption arc. Stephen Bravo's mad at me on Twitter. He goes, steel toe hype train. This is an unauthorized hype train toe. Cease and desist protocol activated. Thank you, buddy. Oh, man. Jesus. And then I got people just, sometimes people, as I scroll down Twitter now, I see that, like some people like shit talk Rekieta still on Twitter, which like, he's done, guys. He's dead already. You don't have to keep beating the corpse. But like they'll tag me in it too to be like, Aaron, look at this funny fucking thing I said. Like someone just tweeted my scrolling down and it says, how's the foreclosure and the cocaine going, asshole? And it's just like, dude, Jesus fucking Christ. Like that means that guy was just sitting around on Twitter and he's like, I'm fucking bored. I'm going to tell Rekieta he's a piece of shit. Like it takes a lot to get me to feel bad for the guy, but Jesus Christ, just some, you're sitting at home. I'm imagining that with everything going on in his life right now, there are very few moments of zen. There are very few moments of calm. And he's the kind of guy who would have Twitter notifications on his phone, which is a rookie move, by the way. And I just imagine he's sitting there and he's like, maybe I can have a nice moment today. Maybe out of whatever hours I'm awake, not all of them are going to be complete fucking dog shit and worry. And then picks up his phone. Oh, thanks, random dickhead with 6 followers. Appreciate it. It's going great. Oh, boy. Speaking of going great, 110 away from tonight. Throw in a couple of bucks. And hopefully we can make our number. Oh, this is one more Joy Taylor clip we've got. Holy shit, guys. We have a lot of clips. We got Dave Portnoy coming up. We got that New Jersey thing where the teachers they don't have to pass reading tests anymore to be a teacher. And Nikki Glaser at the Golden Globes and a ton of other shit. We have a lot of leftovers and a little more Chad stuff, too. if we knock out the $110 overtime. So throw in a couple of bucks, get on the leaderboard. We appreciate you. This is Joy Taylor's thoughts, and this is telling after the lawsuit of what to look for in a man. Now, whoever said that she's not attractive, I mean, look, she's a little bigger for my taste, but that's not a bad-looking woman. I mean, dude.
Can we just keep it a buck? If they're fine enough, if they're funny enough, or if their financial status is what you want, fine, funny, fucking money. You're throwing all boundaries, standards, all that shit you talked on Instagram about how you would never, and this woman ain't kid, because women this and men this, you're moving forward with this person.
By the way, that's unfiltered, uncensored Joy Taylor. That's not the one you see on TV talking about football and shit every day. That's the one that the producers put together, and they give her a script and all of that stuff. That's the best she can do, just going off on a rant. Is just the whoop, like basically blowing, which I hear she's adept at, no disrespect, like blowing noises and face sound effects. That's what Joy Taylor's got for a take. Oh, and a basic bitch hoe take, too. If he looks good or he's funny or he's got a lot of money, then you should fuck him. How about if he can get you a job and a career in television? How about that? Is that something you should be doing too? Oh, man. I mean, she is a creation of the people she's fucked. God bless. She'll shake him out for you for a banana, says it. Oh, that's not very nice. Sam Show says, Aaron, Nick fights with random dickheads with 6 followers. He also tells them the details of his case for no reason. Yeah, I mean, that's accurate. That's fair. All right, guys, let's throw in a couple of bucks and let's see if we can knock this thing out. Now, Dave Portnoy thinks this is all bullshit. And I've disagreed with Dave Portnoy in the past, and I think I disagree with him here, too. Although it does take balls, I think, to take FS1's back in this whole thing and basically say that it's a shakedown. Now, in fairness to Portnoy, he's been shaken down by women before. They've made false accusations against him. Again, like I said, I've been the victim of false allegations because a woman didn't get her way on something, so she made some shit up. And then years later, when she wasn't getting her way and her life was going to shit again, she brought that shit back up to try and get away from the fact that she fucked up or she wasn't getting her way at the time. So I'm familiar. It happens way more often than you think. Everyone's been there. So I get where Portnoy might be a little skeptical of this woman because of his own personal experiences. The hairdresser, that is. Now, the only thing that makes me believe this story is I've met personally known and been close to Joy Taylor's before. And I would buy it 1,000%. But Dave Portnoy tweeted today, my bullshit meter is on 100 million trillion in this Fox Sports lawsuit. Just accusing people of shit doesn't make it facts. Time will tell. I will say I think all the accused should listen to their lawyers and should loudly be defending themselves if they are innocent. Then someone says, look at Emmanuel Ako's past tweets where he references Joy. There's a lot. It's pretty obvious. And Dave Portnoy says, who fucking cares if they had a consensual relationship or not? And since when is Ako some heavyweight who gets people promoted? Well, if you put him on a show, he can request a co-host. That's kind of bullshit from Portnoy. Ako gets put on a show and he can absolutely go, I want Joy Taylor. Like, guys don't get their girlfriend's jobs? Stop it. I honestly don't even know why Joy Taylor is in the lawsuit, because she was mean to her hairdresser, yet simultaneously spilled her guts to her. Well, I think the hairdresser was trying to set the, what do you call it? The atmosphere, the culture at FS1. I think that's what she was trying to do. And that's why the Joy Taylor stuff was in there. But like Ako and then that Dixon guy, he was an executive. She could get her jobs and get her gigs and And he did. So I got to disagree with old Portnoy on that one. I believe the hairdresser on the Joy Taylor thing. I believe her on the Skip Bayless offer for sex, too. Skip just seems like the type. That's all. Skip seems like the type. Coyote NV with $4.99 says she sounds like someone we all know from the toe. Why, whatever do you mean? 105 away from tonight's goal. Guys, let's fucking go. We've got $105 to go and about 12 minutes to do it and about 7 until we rattle the can. Coyote is now at $68 for this week. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it a lot. So where does that put us? We've got Wally still in the lead at $135. Coyote in second with 68. You got Ryan at 20. You got Ryan the Garbage Man at 29. Coltrane at 26 and Rust Belt at 20. So that's our top 5 as it stands right now. You go over $20, you got yourself in the top 5 in the Chad Buzamok Steel Toe donation rankings. I guess we could call it the power ratings or the donation rankings. I would kind of be up to what you guys want to do. All right, that's all we've got on the Joy Taylor stuff now. I am officially tapped out on Joy Taylor content until tomorrow and we know more. And honestly, I think we're going to know more because you got like Jason Whitlock is out there now and Whitlock is telling tales out of school. And then you've also got, I think we're going to hear from Shannon Sharp. I think you're going to hear from Akko eventually. He'll have to get out in front of this. I don't think you're going to hear from Skip Bayless because he's kind of mired right in the middle of it. But you're gonna start hearing from some of the particulars. Maybe Marcellus Wiley, maybe Colin Cowherd. They're going to start addressing it. The less each person has to lose and the more favorably they're talked about in the lawsuit, those are the ones that might come out with it sooner than the others. Rust Belt says 20. I gifted 2. Oh, shit, you're right. I'm sorry. That's 45 for Rust Belt. I fucked that up. I forgot that he had 2 gives and the Rumble. 45 for Rust Belt. Thank you, buddy. Thank you so much. That means we're at an even 100. I did fuck up that count. I apologize. Hey, somebody want to just drop in a hundo and we can forget this last 5-minute begging thing? That would be fucking awesome. Let's do that one. $100 out the door. Another win for the toe. We call it and we do overtime. I'm in. I'm in if you're in. An Indian doctor. Coyote NV with $4.99 says, how would you handle a sex scandal? You fucker. You saw how I handled a sex scandal this year. Honestly, what I would say is unless it's going to like cost you money, unless you could get sued for it or anything else, just come clean. Say what you did. Just if you're a public figure, just if it was all consensual and it was all, it might be disgusting. People get to judge you. You can tell people you let them down. You can tell people you lied about it. You can tell people that maybe the thing you portrayed yourself to be wasn't who you really were, and you're really sorry, and you're going to work harder, and you really feel bad about it. Like, just get out in front of it, talk about it, mention it. Be as open and honest with your audience as you can, because people love someone who prostrates themselves in front of the internet, and they love watching someone redeem themselves. And let's be fair, they also like watching the struggle of redemption as well. That's all. That's all. Bapa Shab says, deny drinking vicious amounts. I think he means, deny drinking viscous fluids of an unknown origin. But I didn't. You gotta believe me. Of all the things I've admitted to, Why would I choose to deny that one all of a sudden? I've said enough embarrassing shit about myself. That's really revealing about like people have this weird opinion where they're like, Aaron makes himself look like the hero in all the stories. You think the shit I did was heroic? It was fucking disgusting. That says a lot of fucked up shit about you, that you think the stories I've told about myself make me in any way look like the hero. You'd be retarded to think that was the case. And a little bit of, what do you call that? What's the stunted growth, arrested development. There you go. In fairness, we all make mistakes, says Rusty. There was that right there was another example of Aaron owning them, unlike other people. Hey. Now, annoyed Wawa supervisor says, Aaron, can you confirm or deny April's favorite appetizer at the old brick house was the meatloaf nachos? She did love the meatloaf nachos. Was it her favorite? No, she liked the, oh, God damn it. I can see them. The Scotch eggs. Scotch eggs were her favorite appetizer at the old brick house. Also that she thought the Tahoe was gay. No, she basically I won't say made me. I'm a grown man. She made me get rid of the van and buy the Tahoe because she thought it was sexy. That Tahoe is sexy. Your van's not sexy. So she really liked the Tahoe. She thought the Tahoe was great. All right, guys, let's circle the wagons and see if we can knock this thing out. Do it. Yeah, Atomic Ray says, those faggots call anyone with a can of SpaghettiOs a hero. I know. They're kind of dumb, but it's okay. We forgive them. All right, guys, $100 to knock this thing out and do overtime. Otherwise, in about 5.5 minutes, we're locking it down for the day. You guys have been fantastic. I do feel like doing another 30 minutes, and we got a lot of shit to get to still. So if you're feeling generous, a couple people throwing in 10 or 20, we'll get this thing hammered out in no time. Thank you so much. Let's knock out the goal. 5 minutes and change left to go. All the links are in the chat. $100 away. Streamlabs, PayPal, Rumble Rants, Steel Toe Media Inc. on Venmo, gifted memberships. Go for it. Go for it. Let's get that rally started and see if we can hammer out that $100 and make it another win for the toe. It's becoming the evening show way. I get lulled into a false sense of security. Once we get to 100 on the morning show, and granted, there's like 900 to 1,000 people watching at that time versus like 300-400 here. But like, we get down to 100 like real early in the show, and then the rally kind of, you're like, fuck, what's the deal? Morning show, once you get to 100, you're like, we're home free. MSO says, let's give Johnny a call and wish him well. I did talk to Johnny today, but if you guys want us to call him on the air, let's knock out the goal and we'll call Johnny. I'll call him for you. And you guys can send him messages in your super chats and shit. That's how we can knock out the goal. $5 from Small Town Gal says, why is Mike Lindell rocking the mullet? You like that? SP did that for the Vikings. She put the Jared Allen mullet skull thing on Mike Lindell. I love it. $95 away from knocking out tonight's goal. Let's go, everybody. Phone call to Johnny and 30 minutes of overtime if we can knock it out. 4 minutes left to go. Small Town Gal started the rally, but we need 95 more to finish it off. Let's see if we can get it done. 3.5 minutes to go and a real quiet deal. Get on that PayPal, get on that Streamlabs and that Venmo. They don't take any percentages. We get basically the whole thing. So let's fucking ramrod the shit out of this goal. Right on that Venmo, right on that PayPal. Guys, jump in there. We're starting to look like we're at risk for not getting this thing knocked out tonight, but I think you can do it. 3 minutes to go. We've got time, but we need to get on it right now. We're in the double digits. We're only 45 away from doing it on credit. Let's see if we can keep this show on the air, keep it going, keep it moving, and have a perfect start to the week, a perfect Monday. That's what we're looking for. Little bit lower numbers. I attribute that to the Raw debut on Netflix. And, of course, everyone in Minnesota is depressed about the Vikings. 2.5 minutes to go. We are running out of highway here. $95 left. Oh, man, we got lower numbers tonight. We did a great show. I'm definitely not bummed about the program we put on for you tonight. Just throw in a couple of bucks, show you appreciate what we're doing here today, and we can get this goal knocked out, crush it, call it another win for the toe, give Johnny a call. 199 from Johnny K says, not feeling well, no calls, please. Oh, well. I mean, could have just not answered. Now Johnny just fucked our goal right in the ass. Jesus. So what? I didn't want to lose tonight. I mean, $90 is not the worst loss you can have, but fuck, thanks, Johnny. Jesus, what a kick in the dick. Thank you, Bigot on Socialist Media, for gifting a membership. $90. Oh, shit. I almost muted myself. $90 away. Somebody throw in. We got 1.5 minutes left. Help me out. $90 away. Someone pay pig the shit out of this thing. Let's start getting the 10s and the 20s and the 30s and the 40s in there, because right now we are heading for an L tonight. An L for the evening. I don't want that. I want another win for the toe. We're $90 away. We got 50 seconds left. All right. I'm going to get ready to pack up. I really love you guys. I think you're great. Power of positivity. Not getting it done tonight. Oh, man. We got 30 seconds left. Throw in your money. Give us money. Give me your money. $90 away. Not the end of the world to lose by $90 on this show. But it's not a good look either way. If you hate Steel Toe, this is a big win for you. But, hey, if you got a few bucks, throw in. Try to make it look good. We got, oh, look at that. Camel Toe with $20. Hold on. We're still alive. Camel Toe with $20. Let's see if we can rally this up here real quick. $70 away from tonight's goal. If a little more trickles in here in the next 30, 40 seconds, we'll keep it moving. $70 is very, very close. Go ahead and throw in a couple. I love that. Johnny, no. I'm like, hey, guys, we'll check in on Johnny if we knock out the goal. Johnny goes, fuck off, don't call. Shit. $70 away. Anybody got a couple more fivers? Anybody got a couple more tens? We can get inside of 50 and give ourselves a fighting chance at a perfect Monday yet? Doesn't look like it. Oh, well. Hey, guys, you did a great job. It was a fun night. A $70 loss, not the worst. And, of course, I'm going to stall a little bit anyway, so if you want to throw in some money and give us a shot, I can always do the long outro, you know? If I do the long outro, you can sneak into PayPal, you can sneak into Venmo, and we can get this thing done. Sam Show says, no, Johnny didn't ruin this show. I think it was kind of funny that it worked out that way. Annoyed Wawa Supervisor says, God damn, Johnny, he just treated you like his bipolar Vietnamese online girlfriend. All right. Is Rusty Grammar telling Sam Show, let's be more anti-Semitic next time, thanks. All right, well, it looks like we took an L, guys. Even my long outro couldn't do it. We lost by a whopping $70 today. I think we'll live. Thank you very much. You know what? Here, I'm not going to do the overtime because we did fail. But I will. You know what I'm going to do? Here. No, fuck that. We lost by 70. Nope, we lost by 70. We're taking our L. We're holding our head up high. We did a great show. We're taking our loss like a man. Guys, thank you very much. If you're watching this show later and you want to throw $100 at us, I ain't against it. When we lose by 70, that's more of an autism thing with me. It's just the number isn't exact, so it's a little off. It's a fucking tank of gas. We'll be fine. Thank you guys very much. Take it easy. We'll talk to you tomorrow morning. You guys are letting me go to bed early. I really appreciate it. Have a good one.